say a lot of things. I get paid to say a lot of things. Just to really mess with the cow on its way up. Like, really? Your silence is acquiescence. And the name is a little bit risque, so just, you've been warned. Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here, coming at you from the Knife Center, as evidenced by the logo on the wall, of course. And welcome to the show. We've got a bunch of cool new knives that have just hit our shelves, so we're going to take a look at some of them. Starting off with the first of several pocketable pocket fixed blades in today's show, which, if you're unaware, is like the best way to carry a fixed blade every day for most people.
Says you.
Maybe not the best, because that's entirely subjective, but it's one of my favorite things to do. Just carry a fixed blade in my pocket. This is the Jack Wolf Pioneer FIXedc. There are 4 standard variants and this Knife Center exclusive variant with crystallized gold anodized titanium and black coated blade. S90V all around for very high edge retention. The blade itself is 3 inches long, full height hollow grind for a very thin edge as well. And that, with that S90V, that's going to help it cut even longer, of course. And blade shape, I guess we could technically call that a clip point. The website actually says drop point, but I'm going to call shenanigans there because you see a change in angle right here, and then this is completely straight. So it's kind of a exaggerated straight clip point. It's almost straight back, but it does cant down a little bit. Anyway, it is a cool blade shape, obviously inspired by classic folding pocket knives, classic slip joints. That, of course, is kind of Jack Wolf's, bread and butter, that sort of thing. But it's cool to see them, having branched out beyond just the modern traditional slip joints, because they've got they've got locking folders as well, and of course these drops of everyday carry fixed blades. The sheath makes it very everyday carryable. It is leather. You've got a pocket clip on there. It could actually function as a belt clip if you wished, because it's sprung steel. You've got a retention hook on the inside, so it's not going to slip out readily. So yeah, you could carry it either way in that case, but pocket's where it's at, in my opinion. $235 is the price on all of these. They feel great. The materials are excellent. You can check out all the other versions at the links below, but you can't buy it till tomorrow, technically. I am jumping the gun a little bit in showing these to you because I want to show them to you before they sell out by next Thursday, which has happened in the past, so I don't want to risk that.
By next Friday.
Right. Well, next Thursday would be when the next video goes up.
Okay, Saturday.
Speaking of Fridays, we've got our Whatnot stream running tomorrow on Friday. You should check it out. Lots of fun stuff happens there, and we get to hang out on a Friday, which is always a good time. Next up, after the Jack Wolf, another company who really goes after that synthesis of modern construction, modern conveniences, but kind of old school inspiration. Finch Knife Company. This is the El Camino. A few versions of this are still available. This is the green jigged bone version, and I have sort of a weak spot for green jigged bone. I think we may end the video on some more of it. So when there was a green jigged bone variant, that was absolutely the one I had to pick. But there are other versions too. There's a purple Kieranite and a shredded carbon fiber in an a more or less blacked out configuration as well. Configuration, that's the word. Anyway, blade here, 3 inches long. The steel is 14C28N, which is really good, tough stainless steel. And I've always been a big fan of it and its general family of related steels like 13C26, AEBL, Nitro V, all of those guys. Really, really good fine-grained steel. Stainless steel integral bolsters and the plunge style button lock, of course, giving you that finger-safe closing action, giving you the ability to use it right or left-handed. And the clip itself, or the wire pocket clip, is reversible for right or left-handed use, which is quite handy. Now, if I were to try to give this handle shape a name, it's probably most influenced by old gun stock slip joint patterns, but then I love the slender blade on it as well with that nice long swedge. 3 inches means you can take it just about anywhere too. It's just really, really nice. And you can check them out. Price on these is $110 at this point in time.
So it's like a bullpup?
Heh. One could say that. Next up, this is a new knife from Vosteed in collaboration with Devo Knives, and the name is a little bit risque, so just, you've been warned. It is the Nip-L, big L. And there are a few different versions of this knife as well. All coming in about $250 right now. The blade is a little bit over 3 inches long, very cleaver-esque, actually pretty sheepsfoot-esque in nature, and the steel is Elmax, really good powder metallurgy steel right there. Some folks definitely consider it an upgrade to the kind of S30, S35 family of steels. Anyway, good performance is what we can say. This is another knife with a hollow grind, another knife with a premium steel, a powder metal steel with a hollow grind. And that's something you didn't see too much of, even just a couple of years ago. It was, you typically see a flat grind because, it was harder, or let me back up. The machines often used to hollow grind standard steels struggled often with super steels. But yeah, we are seeing people figure out ways to make it work and make it work well nowadays for sure. Like I said, blade length 3.15. The handle is titanium. You've got a milled clip. It's sort of a 3.5 finger grip for me and my slightly larger than average hands in the standard hold here, but you do have that unguarded finger choil at the front if you want to choke up a little bit. I can do a gorilla grip on it pretty nicely without even getting fully into that choil. Just, float the thumb and forefinger, which I do quite often. The lock is a button-actuated top liner lock, or as we call it, a battle lock, or as Vosteed calls it, just top liner lock. I like battle lock though. That was one of Thomas's finer inventions, was coining battle lock. I think you coined that.
I definitely coined Pebble.
You did coin Pebble lock, the pivot-based button lock system.
And dorsal.
Yeah, that was another good one. Anyway,
I'm a namer.
For like shark lock and that sort of things. I thought I came up with dorsal, actually.
You agreed with me.
I'm not sure how to proceed now.
Agreed.
Fine. Agree to disagree, perhaps?
That's kind of a pro gamer move. You're not ready for that.
Anyway, they're very, very nicely executed. A few of the versions actually sold out pretty quickly. These dropped on Tuesday, so 2 days before this video posts, and we've already seen kind of brisk movement on a few of these. Yeah, feels great, feels very sturdy. If I were to describe it, I'd say it's kind of overbuilt feeling without feeling like just a brick or a wedge. Like it feels incredibly strong, but the cutting experience should be very precise. I could actually kind of say the same thing about these next knives, which is the MKM Bolero, which, there, that works.
Weird dance.
The standard, yeah, thank you, Thomas, for the standard versions of my first folding knife design with MKM are now in. We've had the exclusives for a couple of weeks, just as a quirk of how long and how inconsistent things coming in through customs tend to be. The exclusives got here first. The standard versions are now here as well. Prices on these start at $250 for the carbon fiber versions. Titanium is $270 and up to $290 for the blackened version right here. There are those versions. S30V steel, 3-inch Nessmuck inspired blade, close to my heart. I have for a long time wanted a premium titanium handled Nessmuck, compact gentlemanly folder. And this is it. That's what I've come up with here. They turned out really good, if I must say so myself. So I will. Now the story about kind of where this comes from is it's an offshoot of my Pocket Tango Pocket fixed blade, which we have a new version of right here. The Tango is both a dance and a form of music. Same thing with Bolero. It's a classical piece of music as well as a Spanish dance. And that piece of music deals with evolving a theme over time. And that is, the evolution of the shape of the Pocket Tango gives us the Bolero right here. At least that's what I was going for. Some of the details I really strove for here, and Lion Steel, who did the manufacturing on this, really knocked out of the park. I love the ability to get real close to the cutting edge with the standard handle, while also maintaining no tang gap in the closed position. That was really important. So we kind of crushed everything real tight here, tolerance-wise and shape-wise, and pulled it off really, really well. There's the closed profile. Big fan. As nice as the titanium ones are, I actually personally prefer the carbon fiber. It is a fair bit lighter than the titanium, and the agility in the hand it pays dividends. It's really, really nice. The other detail I'm really happy with, I wanted to maintain the kind of exposed point there at the end that the Pocket Tango brings to the table, but I also like a deep carry pocket clip. So to kind of get around that, we still have that exposed backspacer there giving us that aesthetic thing, and the clip loops in to the inside of the handle right there. Worked out really well. And it is reversible, of course, as well. So you've got left or right hand capability. It's my new gents knife, for sure, the carbon fiber version. Speaking of the Pocket Tango, the same deal, the exclusives showed up first, but the Pocket Tango 4, which is the new clip point blade version, is now in stock. These are coming in standard price is about just under $220. You've got for that price the black G10 and the the micarta version right here with LMAX steel in both cases. Olive wood is about $230. Carbon fiber is about $240. So the same standard handles that the standard other versions have. And I'm really happy with the way these turned out as well. The clip point, I think, brings a new dimension to the Pocket Tango. It doesn't kind of step on the other blade shapes that are out there, gives something a little bit different, and just gives another great option for EDC. You've still got a continuous curve along the edge, meaning slicing is going to be really good. The handle angles the blade down a little bit so you can use that tip really effectively, even though it is a smaller knife. And the sheath, gotta talk about the sheath. It is the magnetic pocket sheath, which we all know and love. Well, I know it and love it. You may or may not. This one is fresh, hasn't been broken in yet. And once it is broken in, especially, it's a little easier to get in and out of the pocket. I know some people have had some complaints that it comes out of the pocket too easily. Give it a week, it's gonna break in super nicely, and you can push off real easy, leaving the sheath in the pocket. It's not designed for belt carry. Slip it into the pocket, the magnetic flap holds it in place. Really nice, and ambidextrous to boot. Anyway, check them out. Did I mention LMAX steel on this as well? LMAX steel on this as well. More pocket fixed blades, please. Happy to oblige. The Kizer Hallow, designed by Michael Herrick. This is, the specs to price on this is kind of unbelievable, quite honestly. About 120 bucks, and you've got a sub 3-inch 10V blade. So it's a carbon steel, a carbon super steel, powder metallurgy steel. So it's, could be prone to rust, which is why they've given it a black traction coating right here. But the toughness and the edge retention, especially on this, is going to be sky high, which is really, really cool. And you got a nice utilitarian kind of modified sheep's foot shape.
Is it?
If you want to call it a reverse Tonto, let's just get it out of your system, Thomas.
I'll let it simmer.
Your silence is acquiescence. Modified sheep's foot, folks. Aluminum handles with jazzy camo carbon inlays, front and back. So you got, teal and purple, essentially. Fits nice in the hand here, too. Kind of 4 delicate fingered grips. It's more of a 3.5 finger grip, even when I go to do that kind of gorilla grip, push cut sort of thing. The sheath here is a carbon fiber appearing Kydex right there. And even though this is billed, even on the website, as a pocket fixed blade, the hardware included is actually a belt attachment right here. You've got the slim dots style attachment right there. Meaning you can move things around, you can carry it horizontally, vertically, that sort of thing. But if you were to throw, say, an ulti clip on here, phenomenal pocket fixed blade, great size and shape for that. There you go. A lot of stuff from Kizer, including some more pocketable fixed blades, which we shall move forth with. The Hornet right here. designed by Evgeny Bulichev. I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm not great with that, so Yevgeny, I apologize if you know what I'm talking about. Just over 2.5-inch blade of AEBL. I've already mentioned I'm a big fan of that steel and that family of steels. I love the toughness and the fine grain that allows a really stable edge to take place here. $70 here with a very kind of hard working aesthetic to it. Kind of broad, bulldog-like. Ultim handles in this case. There's also a green see-through handle, green acrylic. I don't think it's actually Ultim. Similar levels of kind of translucence, however. Micromilling on that Ultim gives you a decent amount of traction. You've interestingly got a cutout in the blade, which makes it look a little bit more like a folder at first glance, because you think that's the blade opening method. Again, maybe this is one that started life as such, and they just thought it looked naked without the hole in the blade. This isn't based on another Kizer, is it? I don't know.
I told you last week, it's a forward lanyard point.
That would be astounding. Sheath in this case is Kydex, and it also features that slim dots style attachment right there. A little bit broader perhaps for pocket carry if you wanted to throw an ulti clip on there, but it definitely could be done. Next up, also from Kizer, the Billy Bones, designed by another name I'm going to butcher, Maxim Epifensive. It didn't sound too bad. Could have been what
If that was offensive, I apologize.
$60 AEBL steel. Blade is a little bit over 3.5 inches. And it does something that, you know, the Tops cut, right? Josh Swanigan design. I don't know if it was the first to do this, but it's really the one that I always think of as kind of an archetype of combining karambit style, you know, self-defense applications with just an everyday capable, usable blade beyond, you know, just, you know, this type of thing for self-defense uses. So this is along those ilks, or along that ilk. You know what I mean?
River ilk.
Giving you a good option at a good price in this case too. Blade, we're going to call that a clip point with a bit of a drop here, just kind of a stylish thing right here.
It's a recurve spine.
Drop point. So there you go. A recurve spine. Not too bad. G10 handles, finger ring here at the back. I kind of wish this end was a little more rounded over. It feels, you know, pretty decent here, but I wish that was a little softer there. In addition, if I'm using the knife without the finger hole, just, you know, in standard cutting, again, a little bit softer there might have been a nice thing. Really quick mod if you wanted to do that, however. But it feels really good in that inverted grip, that self-defense type of scenario, and then, you know, standard utility. I suppose you could, you know, stick your pinky in there. Feels pretty decent as well. Price is certainly right. Specs are good. The sheath is Kydex with a slim dot style clip. Surprise, surprise. Pocket carry, yeah, maybe. It's be a lot sticking out of the pocket, but I suppose you could do that if you wanted to. Or, you know, throw an ulti clip on there. You could do inside the waistband carry too. That would be a really good application for this sort of thing. We're going to take a break from Kizer for just a second to show you a Tops knife, the last compact fixed blade on the table today. This is the Upswarm. There are two versions of this. This one is the double-edged version, and the other one looks exactly the same, except it is not sharpened on the reverse side right here. US made, of course, in Idaho, $172 in this case. The designer is Eric Mooney. We've got, actually that looks almost like burlap micarta there. Or maybe it's just a thick canvas. Steel on this is $10.95. And this is sort of, you know, slimming the karambit down, well, kind of tweaking it in more ways than one. You've got, you know, a portion of the finger ring at the back. You don't actually have retention, but you have that same kind of like control point that those fingers would engage in. And then instead of a hawk bill going this way, it is kind of going in the reverse direction. Certain disciplines may like that sort of a blade shape any better. Actually feels really good in my hand, which, as I've mentioned, I do have slightly larger than average hands. Sometimes karambit handles can get a little cramped from, but that's not the case on this knife. It feels quite good, actually. I suppose, yeah, I mean, you could carry it like, you know, in the standard grip. It'd be sort of unwieldy in an everyday carry scenario due to like all that belly coming up. I mean, you could certainly make it work, but it wouldn't be ideal as a general purpose utility knife. That's not the vibes I'm getting anyway. Sheath is Kydex, and you have Tops's sprung steel rotatable clip, allowing you to carry it inside the waistband. Well, not really inside the waistband with this, allowing you to mount it at you know, any orientation along your belt. If you wanted to do something different, you can unscrew these from the inside there. It does get potentially a little tricky to do, but it can be done, and you can throw something else on the sheath if you wish. Back to Kizer, and now with folders, we have the Caleb Waldman designed Renissance, a button-actuated top liner compression style lock here. Not compression TM by Spyderco, of course. $70 for this. We've got a just over 3-inch blade of N690 with this sort of modified sheep's foot profile here. A little bit of belly to the blade, of course. Blue Richlight handles. Loving Richlight these days. And this really efficiently uses all of the handle. You can see there is the closed profile. You don't have a sharp protruding tang here at the back, but it's nice and rounded over. The advantage there, when you open that, you've got a truly full handle on that knife. You know, all 4 of my fingers fit there with room to spare. And yet it's, you know, just about a 3-inch compact in the pocket everyday carry folder, which is pretty nice. I like their sort of half moon button they've been doing on a lot of the recent releases. It looks super clean and is becoming pretty identifiable as well. Nice and snappy on that action. Let me try to do a reverse flick using the fuller there. Works really good. So yeah, plenty of different options for opening. You've got the thumb studs, of course, as well. You've got a reversible deep carry pocket clip, making this ideal for lefties or righties, of course. Again, price is good, specs are good for this level of machining and fit and finish. Really nice. Next up, probably, yeah, this is my favorite Kizer of the batch today. Jonathan Stiles, the designer of the Militaw, has the Serpentine from Kizer. $169 for this one. You got a 3.5-inch M390 blade. A few different flavors of inlays and such, but this is the entry point on there. It goes up, you know, $10-20 from there, depending on what you get. But again, blue Richlight. I think this looks fantastic with this matte colored against this matte colored titanium here. Just really, really cool. Frame lock. There's the closed position. You've got the blade cutout and a front flipper. I'm going to avoid the front flipper like the plague, just as a matter of principle. Flips great, though. I should do it. I should do it. Should stop being a smart aleck about front flippers. Yeah, see, this is why I'm not a huge front flipper guy. There you go. I got it eventually. I like this better. That's my guy right there. Anyway, cool. Good feel in the hand, too. Like the Militaw, you've got a very kind of prominent finger groove here at the back, and if I've got my index finger in there, it feels fine. I'm hanging off the back a little bit with my pinky, but it's nice and inline, so if I wanted to choke up, really easy to get that full grip on the handle. No problem whatsoever. I love the shape of that drop point. I love the geometry. It's not super thick nor super thin. Going to slice really nicely with the thinness that is there and the full flat grind, and of course the nice thin edge that is on it. What else? Milled pocket clip there at the back. Finger or pivot collars to kind of match the blue. Just home run all the way. I think that looks great. Next up we have another from Maxim Epicentive, the Buddy II clutch lock, which is what Kizer calls their crossbar locks, in Ultim and a clear acrylic as well. Is it clear acrylic or is it clear Ultim? Let me check. It is clear acrylic. You can see it a little better on the acrylic version, but there is a dog's paw cutout in the liners under there. You can kind of see through it right there. But what you've got is an AEBL steeled everyday carry folder with a 3-inch drop point blade for about $70. Deep carry pocket clip. Actually, it hides all of the handle scales there. You do have a bit of a protruding tang or protruding liners there at the back. But the clip is reversible. meaning this is one of those great lefty and righty friendly designs. Kind of works all around with whatever you might want to use it for. You've got a bit of finger guard there, just a hint, which I like. You've got the ability for me to, even with my hand size, to get a full grip on it when you really want to, or kind of do more agile handling otherwise. I like the downward cant to the blade as well. I think you've got good edge geometry or good overall geometry for everyday use. And you could adjust the tension on the crossbar lock there if you wish. Kizer have been doing that for a good bit now, but out of the box, feels great. Last but not least from Kizer, we have the Mikey Carlson designed Draca. A few different versions of this as well. This one is coming in just under $200. We've got aluminum for the handles actually, and crystallized titanium as an inlay. So bringing back the crystallized tie here. The aluminum is interesting. Like normally I would have, with a material like the crystallized tie here, you would usually expect it to be paired with titanium, which strength to weight ratio is phenomenal, but aluminum is actually typically a little bit lighter. And as such, this is a quite agile handling knife for sure. 3.42 inches on the blade, S45 VN for the steel, with this big long modified sheep's foot profile. Actually, it's got a fairly long sweeping edge there, so slicing is not going to be, or is going to be less sheep's foot-like in general terms anyway. I like the crown spine on here too, gives it a little touch of luxury and makes it more comfortable if you're kind of choking up with your finger, because there's no sharp edges to kind of catch you out, so to speak. Liner lock. As mentioned, not a frame lock here, which again, you might expect from the front side profile. At least it's something I might expect because I see knives that look sort of like this a lot, and they're usually frame locks, but not this case. Inset liner lock for a touch of class. Yeah, really nice. Flips really well. Action's good. Crystallized tie. Oh, I didn't even mention it has a bit of a kind of dragon scale pattern etched or milled into the inlay, which is cool too. All right, enough of these upstart knife brands. Let's go with some classics to wind things out. Limited edition Victorinox, the 2026 Damast version of their Evoke folder. Single blade lock backing folder, limited to 7,000 pieces. And ooh, this is 2,000 on the nose right here for that one. That's kind of interesting.
What are the odds?
1 in 7,000, I would guess.
Wow, you came up with that really quick.
The one, it's interesting, the one photographed on the website is number 6013. So we didn't even get like sequential ones. They're all kind of mixed up worldwide then. Very interesting. Anyway, the handle is plain wood. Really? Plane? That's what it's called?
Do they use it to make airplanes?
I guess. Plain wood. Or is it from like old planes? Did they like... Now I'm curious.
Or did they use a plane?
Planed wood. I don't know. Beats me. And the steel is Damast steel, which is the typically the highest performance steel you will find on a Victorinox, because Damast steel is a powder metal version, or a powder metal creating this Damascus-like look. And the powder metal that it uses is RWL34, which is synonymous with CPM 154. Synonymous is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Which is, of course, a powdered version of 154 CM. You could also say this is a powdered version of ATS 34. You say a lot of things. I get paid to say a lot of things. So here I am.
Here's $5 to stop.
Yeah, really? Can I make money that way too? I get them both ways, coming and going. $465 for this knife. Yeah. If you don't want to spend that kind of scratch, you can, of course, get this design for far less money. It's not going to come with the Damast steel blade, however. Next up, just a quick overview. Several new colors of the Skeletool CX and KB have hit the site. I picked, well, I'll show you the KB here real quick first. $40 for this. You got a 2.6-inch blade. I believe these are 420HC on the folder. Yeah, just single blade liner locking folder here with technically a multi-tool because it has a bottle opener integrated with the clip. So technically a multi-tool. And then, of course, the famous Skeletool. I picked my favorite, personally, of the new colorways right now. This is Sandstorm. Price is $100 on this knife. Not multi-tool. You've, of course, got the plier heads right there with wire cutters and needle nose. You've got the carabiner at the back. It also acts as the bottle opener. And then you've got the flat bit driver here on the end. It comes with a number 1 and number 2 Phillips installed, and another storage spot for 1 extra bit in the handle itself with a couple of flatheads. Should probably talk about the knife blade too, because it does have that. A 154 cm steel knife blade as well. Length on this is pretty stout, about 2.6 inches. And a good steel selection for a multi-tool at that price. And one of the best ergonomically feeling Leathermans for standard knife cutting that exists across the lineup. Thomas now no longer carries his Skeletool, but you carried one for many, many years, did you not?
I did use it this weekend.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah. I had to swap the motherboard in my server.
And just the free P4 just wasn't up to the task?
Well, I leave the Skeletool near the server.
Ah, well, there you go. Solid tools for sure. Next up, Kershaw. We have new leaks. We have, what's the name of it? The Abduction and the Alien. New graphic leaks coming in $80. US made, 14C steel, and some otherworldly handles. Really? Did I go there? Yes, I went there. The Alien is certainly cool, of course, but I love the absurdity of this Abduction one, because you've got, not only are they, beaming, like tractor beaming up the cow, they turn it upside down just to really mess with the cow on its way up. Like, really?
This is not the kind of leak about aliens I was expecting.
There's a new Alien leak, guys. New Alien leak just dropped. Did you see it? Nice one. That was good. Apart from that, it's the leak you know and love. You got a 3-inch modified Wharncliffe blade, nice and thin, crazy thin and pokey tip on it, of course, as well. You've got speed-safe assisted opening. You've got a liner lock, because this is one of the aluminum-handled versions, not the steel-handled frame-locking versions. And you've got a 2-position pocket clip here. It comes standard in tip-down orientation. And you've got that little slider lock there to, just in case, give you that little extra peace of mind, in case you don't want something bumping the flipper tab and launching the blade in your pocket. It'll be a bad time.
Not as bad as the cow.
That cow is like having a day, man. Tell you what. And like I said, I do like some green jig bone, so we're going to end with this. This is their Gator jig pattern in nice green. They being Case knives, of course.
The aliens?
No, not the aliens. And several knives have this on it. This is the Trapper. You can get it in other patterns as well. Five different options. Trapper, Mini Trapper, Medium Stockman, 2-blade Barlow, and Cheetah Cup. Check them all out at the link in the description or the QR code up top, of course. Anyway, case is True Sharp stainless steel in this case. Sad to say, I'm here all week.
Yeah, so am I.
I love green jig bone so much. Just, yeah, so good. Double X shield on the front. Check them out if you wish. Made in Bradford, PA, USA. Anyway, that is all we've got for today, folks. Let me know what you thought of the knives down in the comments. Make sure to follow us on Whatnot as well. We're going to leave links not only to all of these things in the comments or in the description if you want to get your hands on them, but also a link to our Whatnot profile. You can bookmark our upcoming shows if you want to go over there and take a look and have a hangout on Friday afternoon. That's what we're going to be doing.
Well, we have to.
Yeah, we sort of have to. Come hang out. It'd be fun. Anyway, but to get your hands on any of these knives right now, check out the links in the description to take you to KnifeCenter.com. While you're there, don't forget about our long-running Knife Rewards program. New payment options at checkout, including Sezzle if you want to break things into chunks. That's payment chunks, not physical chunks of knife. We're going to send you the knife whole, not in pieces. Unless you ask.
Weird ask.
Anyway, that's all for now. I am David C. Anderson. That's Thomas behind the camera. We're signing off. See you next time.